Hello, good afternoon. Welcome again to Aging Advantage. Today we are going to come back to you with another ARPA talk. These talks with through the local grants and donations that we receive. We offer programs to help with effects of COVID and other post-pandemic situations like the housing and food insecurities or isolation issues. Through this partnership, we provide educational topics that can help promote self-care and resilience. And today we have Miss Tanya McDonald. She's going to present to us the Guide for Senior Living. It's an online senior resource guide, and she's going to go dive into it more and let you know all about it. And we'll be back to answer any questions you may have. All righty. Thank you. And here you go, Tanya, your people.
Thank you, Donna, for having me today.
Welcome.
Yes, I'd like to tell you more about my guideforseniorliving.com. It's an online senior resource guide, and sometimes it can be a challenge for you to find the right care for your loved one. You might not know where to start. You might not trust the information. You don't know who to trust. And you might have family members that have conflicting opinions about care. And this can lead to feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes there's a lot of information online when searching. So I've designed guideforseniorliving.com to be a free tool for everyone to use. It's a national online senior resource guide where seniors and caretakers can find housing, care, and community connections. Our website has an easy to use search bar, and a senior can search by the type of place and location preference. Our directory has features such as Google Maps and direct calling. And you can create a profile to save the listings you find to share with your family members or loved ones. And we include all types of senior housing on our website. So really importantly, seniors and caregivers can find low-income senior housing, such as HUD housing, which is according to the income. Usually that's about 30% of the gross income. And then there's tax credit apartments where the rent is set lower than the average market rate. If you're not sure what type of housing you would qualify for, you can simply put low income into the search bar, and the different types of low income housing will populate up, and they are labeled both HUD and tax credit. They do have different income limits. So I would just suggest that you call the community that you find and ask them their income limit. Those are all different based upon the median household income in the county that community is in. You can discover independent living, active adult communities where activities and meals are sometimes provided. And then there's also assisted living, and that can provide more care and daily tasks that don't require 24/7 medical care. If they do need 24/7 medical care, then skilled nursing would be appropriate, and you can discover those on guideforseniorliving.com as well. So skilled nursing and memory care communities can be for short-term or long-term stays. They can help with respite care. Short-term, if you go on vacation and your loved one has dementia, then you can go to a community such as Garden View for a great respite program. Also in the area, NHC Place has a great respite program for people with dementia and Alzheimer's. And then senior living advisors can help with declining or deciding on an assisted living community. They can help one-on-one to go on tours, help fill out the paperwork, look for those red flags that maybe we may not be aware of. I also have senior real estate specialists who are real estate agents that have a certification in helping seniors. That certification helps them to know to take the time that it takes to go down memory lane and help seniors decide the best place for their housing and how to downsize appropriately. I also have estate attorneys that can help with different probate situations. And then also home buyers that can buy your house straight out when it's time to sell the home. If someone needs to move quickly or the house needs a lot of repairs, then an investor can buy the house and take care of all those things for you. So you can also find care at guideforseniorliving.com. Seniors and their families can find different types of care, such as home health care, home care, private duty, transportation, and doctors. Seniors can find products that assist with care, such as fall pendants, and systems that aid in caregiving, such as medicine dispensing devices. And we have all of the VA locations listed, such as the VA hospitals, medical centers, cemeteries, and benefits office. I realize that it can be hard to find those different things, so we've put those on our website as well, and they're all labeled, so you can easily find the benefits office for your area and get your VA pension amount if you're eligible. Our section called Tools for Caregivers features companies that have aids for dementia patients, such as visual aids that help with bathing or music therapy to help with activities. We also have Artfully Aging on our site. They do watercolor painting in communities or activity centers that can help people find their artful side, even if they think they don't have one. And we have community connections, and those are important for keeping social skills sharp. So senior centers are places where seniors can get a hot lunch, socialize, and get community resource information. And we have all of the senior centers nationwide on guideforseniorliving.com. So if someone calls you in another state, such as Texas, your cousin calls and says, hey, I need some information from my friend. I think they need to get a home care in there to help them. Well, if it's not on our website, then you can find that senior center and get a good, reliable resource in your community. And then we have community events listed on our websites like senior fairs, educational events, support groups, festivals, and virtual events. And we have quality providers on our website. All of our providers specialize in serving the senior community, and they go through a validation process before being listed in our directory. In our validation process, we use government data, the Better Business Bureau, and social media to confirm the reputation and integrity on businesses serving our senior community. And our vision is to help improve the quality of life in our senior community, enabling seniors to have a more fulfilling life and enjoy retirement. So let's take a look at the website to see how it works with the search bar. So as you can see, it has a really easy to use search bar. I like to refer to it as like a Google for seniors. So you can easily select places or events. You can select a category, which we'll look into that further. And then you can put in the search bar some specific things that you're looking for, such as that low income housing. Or if you know you want a pool, you can also put that in the search bar too. If there's something specific you're looking for, then you can put that in there and it can help you with your search results. And then you can input the city and state. You can input the state, or you can select near me, which most people select that as it's convenient. And then we have different listing categories. So if you're not sure what you need, you can discover some places through these category boxes. And then we have event categories as well. And each category box has some descriptions and what is in each category, so you can navigate appropriately. So you can see here for service providers, there's senior living advisors, mobile manicurists, transportation, home health care, home care, hospice, mortgage specialists, financial advisors, and senior real estate specialists. And so as you can see, you've got the easy to use search bar there. And when you search for a place, then this map pops up. And it's a really simple way to navigate as you minimize or as you move in or out of the area. You can search as you move the map. And if you hover over one of these icons, it will pull up the place, such as the St. Peter Senior Center, and then all the description will be below. So you can navigate around on this map as well as the populated things that come below. So when you pull up the search results, you'll see a nice picture of the place. And then if you click here, such as Viva Bene St. Peter's, that's going to pull up the full listing for the community or the service provider. And it's connected with Google Maps and Google Calling. So if you click right on the phone number, that's going to pull the phone number up on your phone, and then you just press call. And then you can schedule a tour for the community. We have all different types of community on our site, such as the independent living, low income, assisted living, and memory care. You can also see the eye doctor here. And when you pull up a place, all this nice data is there, the address, the phone number, the website, so you can go directly to their website, their social media places such as Facebook, and some places do list their hours open. Some places like home care are really 24 hours, so they may not have their business hours listed. It's a nice way to be able to see photos of the place or the service provider. And then if they have some different move-in specials or different offers, there's a place for that as well. And there's a lot of different details for the places that you can see. Forget Me Not Adult Day Services in St. Peter's specializes in helping people with dementia and Alzheimer's. All of their clients are people with dementia and Alzheimer's, so everyone's on the same page. They do a lot of fun activities there as well. And then the map is populated below. You can easily click on Get Directions. So if you're going to a few different communities, you can use the website to navigate to each community. That can make it really easy. You can save those listings that you find. And then the day that you're going to the communities, you can easily just click on that, Get Directions. You can also compare listings. So if there's a few different places that you want to compare, you can select that box. And if you create an account, you can save all of those things that you find to go back to later or share with your loved one. I also have the Senior Living Show is my YouTube channel. So we have different virtual tours and interviews that we do with different places. So you can see Artfully Aging here. We went to Garden View and did a virtual tour there with Kira. So you can take a sneak peek inside some of the communities to see what they offer. And so here's a clip from the virtual tour of Forget Me Not Adult Day Services with Nicole. And she has this great resource lounge in her office that helps different clients of hers get the resources they need. And so we took a tour of the center, and it was so fun. The day that we did the tour, Grant's Farm was there, so they had the visiting animals, and you can check that out on my site. I also did an interview with Doc's Transportation where I interviewed his goat because he's the goat of transportation. So check that out. It's a really funny video that I did, and I do the voice of the goat, so it's really fun. So we like to have fun, but we also like to be a reliable resource for you. And we're the only senior resource guide that gives you all of the direct contact information on providers and businesses. And all providers go through a validation process before being listed on our online senior resource guide. Again, we use the government data or the Better Business Bureau to confirm the reputation about a community or a service. I came from low-income housing and HUD housing, so I know that no community should ever fail their HUD inspection. So as an example of our validation process, any HUD community that failed their HUD inspection, we did not list on our site. And some of the other types of housing, we validated those as well. So we're a national provider with over 39,000 business listings. So if someone needs help in another state, our website can help them. You never know when that friend from out of state or that cousin from out of state is going to say they need some help. So our goal is to help you find quality senior housing, care, and community connections that help contribute to improving your quality of life. And our vision is to improve the quality of life in our senior community, enabling seniors to have a more fulfilling life and enjoy retirement. So please use guideforseniorliving.com, the online senior resource guide, as a resource for you and your loved one. And one more note on the low-income housing. If you are looking for a low-income housing apartment, please use the website to find those. And when you call the different communities, they may say there's a 3-year wait list. Please don't be discouraged by that because the managers cannot predict the future and it could end up being 6 months. So I always want to just say, please don't be discouraged by the length of the wait list. Go ahead and get on a few different wait lists to see what comes up first, and all that'll fall into place at the right time for you. You might want to follow up with those communities every 6 months to see where you're at on the list and to make sure that everything's going accordingly. So you can find us at guideforseniorliving.com. Follow us on our YouTube channel at The Senior Living Show, where we feature videos on businesses that help seniors. We're also on Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you so much. We hope that guideforseniorliving.com can be a helpful resource for you, your loved ones, or someone that you're helping. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Tanya, and everyone listening. Thank you so much. And it's a very good resource to have and to be able to utilize because here lately, I think once I met you or someone else, somebody had given me like a stack of them, and they've been really good. And so the next time I see one of you guys, I'm gonna need some more because I have been handing them out, and I'm hoping that people can really benefit from, which I'm sure they will if they just do as they're supposed to or are told to go in there and put in the different zip codes. And since I do have you on the line with us, I wanted to see if you would be willing to go on there and check a couple of the zip codes that we actually service, just to kind of give, a broader view of what one may actually see when they go in there.
Yes.
A zip code of, I know we do a lot in 63112.
So we can search by city and state.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
Not the zip code.
let me reshare my screen.
Okay.
I'm logged in on the back end, so sorry.
It's all right.
Okay, so now we're here. So we can't put a zip code in there, but we can put in a city and state. So shall we
Okay.
just start with St. Louis?
Yeah, I was going to say that. St. Louis, of course, Missouri, huh? St. Louis, Texas. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought you saw
Well,
that.
but some of the times though, if you notice, sometimes when you go out of state, we do have some of the same cities as other states. While I'm making a joke, but I mean, I haven't seen St. Louis anywhere else. Maybe the street, maybe, but not the actual name St. Louis somewhere.
So you can see the map populated up quite a few different places. And
Okay.
so this number here, 7, means there's 7 providers in that area. So this is
Oh,
all of housing, care, and community connections. So let's just scroll down a little bit to see what populated up. So we have, I partnered with this company that does medicine dispensing, and so that can be
okay.
really helpful. There's an app connected to that.
Okay.
Nazareth Living Center is a beautiful assisted living community in Florissant,
Okay.
and they have independent living. Oh, I'm sorry. Nazareth is in South County. The villas of, we'll be pulling that up here in a little bit. So Nazareth is actually a continuum of care community where they have independent living, assisted living, skilled, and rehab.
Okay.
This Medicare Guide program would be a great way to get some extra help if you or your loved one have dementia. Medicare is providing some extra benefits for that, so you can easily find some information about that. All you have to do is simply just click on there. You can find the link to see if you're qualified, and they can provide up to about $2,500 extra dollars of benefits for respite care for someone to go possibly to an adult day center a couple of days a week for that caregiver to get some respite care.
That's great.
And then there's different companies such as You Move Me. They are movers that specialize in helping seniors. So whether you're moving your whole house or you're just going to move that one room to move into an apartment, they can help pack, move, and um, take gentle care of your belongings, which is really important. And then next day access, they can provide literally ramps next day. So say someone goes into a hospital, breaks their hip, then they're going to come home. Well, now they're possibly in a wheelchair for a while. Next day access can provide temporary ramps, permanent ramps, stair lifts, grab bars, pretty much anything that can help you stay in home with accessibility things. So they have really affordable options too. Starting at about $200 a month, you can rent a ramp, which is really affordable, and that can help get a person back into their home and be comfortable, possibly having home care come in. And then there's different independent living like Tower Grove Manor. They're an independent community that's right at Tower Grove, literally across from the park. So it's really beautiful. And they offer meals there. So that can be a place that people go when they don't need all that assisted living, but they do want meals and to be in a community with other seniors. And then this is great. So it's really pulling up a variety of things.
Hmm.
Cooperative home care is they do home care, home health care, and skilled care. So pretty much they say yes to any funding, any age, any amount of care, so they can help you. They are also in St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Lincoln County, Warren County, and so they go a lot of different places and can help with a lot of different things. They take VA, Medicare, Medicaid, so they can help a lot of different people. And then Manor Real Estate is one of the investors I have on my site where they can buy the house as is. They're a little bit unique where they could sell your house, buy your house, fix it up. They can rent houses. They have a wide variety of services. And they also do commercial real estate. So Mr. Don Cherry founded the company in 1971, and he is still the owner of the company. And then Lisa Zestes with Amada Senior Care. She's a senior living advisor. So if you're not really sure about the type of care that you need, maybe you're on the fence of what type of community to go to and the care levels, then Lisa can take you to different communities, do a short assessment to figure out the needs and the wants of a person. And then Amada also has home care, so they can help you transition um, into the different levels of care that you need. Some people will actually move into an assisted community with also having home care as a second layer of care. So that could be an option for someone to maybe avoid skilled care. They could get some extra layers of care if they don't need a lot of skilled care. And then the Caregivers Club is a really fun club where they help people with dementia. So they have outings that they do. They also have these really neat cards. If you are a caregiver for someone with dementia, they have these cards. They're like the size of a business card. And say you go out to dinner, you can just slip the server the card that says, I'm caring for someone with dementia. And then that server would know, let's take some extra time and care with this person. And if they ask me an odd question, then I'm just going to disregard it. um, and it can also be a nice way that home care companies can partner with the caregiver club and provide those cards for their caregivers. Say they're going to the grocery store and something odd happens, they can just slip one of those cards to the checkout person and let them know that their person they're caring for has dementia. And then Continuum offers care management, like Aging Advantage, but they're all private pay. So they can help people that have the funds for the private pay continuum of care. They offer private duty, home care. They have an adult day center, and they also have a community. They're getting ready to open some independent villas that's not been officially announced yet, so more on that to come. But they do have a lovely family partners homes where they're small cottages. And let's see if they're, so here's their private duty. But Family Partners Home has cottages where it's about 15 seniors in each cottage, or in each home. So that's really nice. The level of care is more, it feels like a home because it is a home. Everyone sits at the same dining table for dinner. So it really has a nice home atmosphere. And then I uploaded a lot of the transportation from morides.com. And just another way to help people find different transportation that may be either volunteer or can help lower income people. So there's a lot of different ones. So different ones help different people. The American Cancer Society would obviously help people regarding getting their cancer treatments. Disabled veterans can help. And then some services are only per areas. So example, Metro St. Louis, they're only going to go to Metro St. Louis. There's some volunteer ones like Star Transportation that help people just in the city of O'Fallon. So when you're searching for your area, still call the place and see what may be available. I know some seniors likes to still take taxi cabs rather than call Uber, so I provided that as well. And Doc's Transportation is also on my site. They offer non-emergency transportation if someone needs, they're in a stretcher and they're going from a community to another community. Maybe they're leaving the hospital and going to a community. So they can offer a more affordable rate than the ambulance district would. And then you can see some of these VA locations. So this here is the district office, which would be like benefits and different things. So you could start at one of those. But one time, one of my friends called me and said, I need the phone number for Jefferson Barracks Cemetery. My loved one just passed. So that's why I felt it was important to put all this information on there so it's easy to find when people are stressed out in those times of need. It has the different medical offices you can see here. So the VA has their big medical offices downtown or at Jefferson Barracks, but they also have smaller, they call them community-based outpatient clinics or CBOCs. And so that's where like the primary doctors would be, and they would find their closest one. The VA would assign them to the closest one to their house. And then different senior centers. So you can see here, here's a South County Senior Center. You can get the administrator's name. And so the senior centers would provide Meals on Wheels. They can connect you to possibly some of those other funding or other resources that may not be on my site that are local to their area. A lot of times the senior centers also have exercise classes, bingos, They do a lot of fun events, and it's a nice way for seniors to connect. So a lot of seniors that are not homebound will go to the center to get a hot lunch and do some fun activities. And in St. Louis, there are some different senior centers. There's Aging Ahead, but there's also the SLAAA, St. Louis Senior Center. So you can find those as well. Some of them are connected to churches or to different places like Urban League. So for those people affected by the tornado, that might be a nice place to, leave the mess of dealing with the tornado, go and have lunch. And a lot of times those are donations, a $3 or $4 donation for lunch. And then my community that I worked at was a National Church Residence community. So I've actually labeled all of their communities. They're nationwide low income housing provider. And so it would populate up quite a bit. But if you're not finding what you're looking for, or you want to maybe minimize, as you can see, all these places didn't pop up. You can just click on it right here. And it will pull up some of the details about the place. Hopefully quickly. Since I'm sharing my screen, it must be moving a little slow. Let's try a different one. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so maybe we can
Oh, yeah. I have to get out
repopulate.
my magnifying glass so I can see. Pretty neat. Looks like it's almost like a one-stop shop
Yeah.
type of guide.
Oh, oh, well, that one didn't want to pull up. This one wanted to. So you could easily see the name of the place, the address, the phone number. And if you were on your phone, you could click that and it would dial the number and then you just hit call. Or you can click the address. You could click the name of the place that would take you right into the listing. So that's kind of like a nice shortcut to get directly to the place. Well, we'll skip that part for now. And then as you could see, those search bars were down there. Whoops, let's go back to the home page. So some people say, I don't know where to start. So if you don't know where to start, you could go back to those category boxes that I showed you earlier. And so if you go to the home page and you just scroll down under that search bar, you have the listing categories. And if you hover over one of them, it'll show you what's in those boxes. And then you can create an account to save those listings you find. So I find that some families have different family members doing different tasks. So maybe the daughter that lives out of state is the researcher and she's doing all the research. So that would be helpful for that person to create an account and save those listings. And then let's say the daughter that lives locally is going to be the feet on the ground, taking mom or dad around to the communities. Then they could easily just share that account information with that family member and say, here's the 3 top places that I suggest for you to go. So I feel like that can really help people. It's just being a little bit slower since I'm sharing my screen. So you can find senior fairs, and senior fairs are a great way to also get local resources. Bowie's having a senior fair August 12th at the Foundry Art Center in St. Charles. And that's not listed on my site yet, but that's the next one that I know of coming up. But different events, a lot of times I'll put some of the Aging Ahead educational events on my site as well, and virtual events. They have different classes on there. And then you can just continue to scroll down if you don't know what you're looking for. The website can help guide you a little bit in those things. tells you here about how we vet our places. And so you can get some different guides. If you don't know, if you need a senior living advisor, you can get our free guide about that that can help you determine if you need that. Also, there's a free guide for businesses if they want to add their business listing on there. And then you can easily see the last video that I did here with Kira at Garden View. And this video is Garden View Doherty Ferry. You can find one on each Garden View community. So let's check that out. Here, all the new listings are kind of at the bottom. And so the Senior Living Show has all these different videos with virtual tours of the Garden View. Viva Bene is an active adult community in St. Peter's. And that's a new term that people are talking about. So active adult takes independent living one step further, where they're having lots of activities. They go on group trips. And so there's a lot of different fun things happening at the community. And so you can see some of those different videos there. I'll not share those since my internet's working slow. So do you have any questions about the guide or anything I could answer for you?
One question came through. Let's see here. If there was one tip you hope that people learn when they are looking for the care home, etc., can you give one tip that you think somebody would learn when they're searching?
Well, um,
I mean,
that's really
it's
hard
like a
because everything's going to be different. But I
okay.
will say that my tip would be, just stay patient in your search for what you're looking for, what your loved one's looking for.
Okay.
Um, and everyone has different priorities. So I would say that with family dynamics, you need to stay open to what everyone wants for the family member. Um, and sometimes family meetings can help bring everyone together on the same page.
Hmm.
I think that understanding other people's point of view and preferences are really important. Sometimes the quality of care is the most important thing. Sometimes the price is the most important thing. Sometimes the location is the most important thing. Sometimes it's a really odd thing that's the most important thing. So I would suggest to families when they start talking about care for their loved ones, um, start with what are the most important things that we're looking to get here out of the care that we're looking for. And that can help the family be all on the same page. And just sharing information, but being open to everyone's point of view.
That's good.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at it as being more like a one-stop shop. I didn't realize you guys had so many other resources. So that's awesome. And I like even more so because right now we've been really helping out down in the city after the storm that you guys even have something listed on here for those people. So um, that's great. Thank you again. I'm so
Yes.
glad you came
Thank you for having
to on
me.
here to
And
share
yeah,
with
so
us.
let's talk a
Yes.
little bit about those people that may need to find a new place because of the tornado. I was at a meeting yesterday and some people said that, people really don't want to move from where they are. And so that's a big challenge.
Yeah.
So I would really encourage people to be open to moving to a different location for the care that they need because maybe some of those apartment communities are going to need work. So they may not have the availability. Um, and a lot of times, time is of the essence when searching for the right place. If a senior doesn't get the care that they need at the right time, then they could fall and get even hurt even more. So I would really encourage those people that are affected by the tornado to get on as many wait lists as you can for those low income apartments if that's what you need. Please don't be discouraged by a 3-year wait list. It's going to be less time than that. There were times when I was a property manager and I called 5 people for an apartment, and there's times that I called 50 people for an apartment. And so really the manager can't predict what they'll have to do. A lot of times people already found a place or they decided not to move, or maybe they fell and now they had hip surgery, so now they need a different type of care. Um, but I would really encourage people to try to find housing and get on wait lists now. So that way in 6 months is going to be January, which is going to be a snowy season. So if people can get on a wait list now, then their chances of getting into a place before the bad weather hits is more likely.
That's great. It's
So I
really
hope that
good.
helps you all.
Yes. A great deal. Bunch. Lots.
Thank you for
That
having
was
me
really
today.
good. Yes, we
And we could
really
even have another
appreciate you.
session just talking about low income housing if that's something that people would like.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, we'll connect then, Tanya, and get you back on for that. Most definitely. I run into people just to add to like what you were saying that a lot of people don't want to move, and you're absolutely right. So many people don't want to move. Even those who have to move don't want to move, but so many people are forced because there were lots of renters, and depending on, I guess, the damage of the house and how much money that the insurance was giving them, or maybe from FEMA or whatever, some of them are not either rebuilding, or it's going to take so long to rebuild that they need to find somewhere else to stay. So,
Right.
that's why a lot of people are needing some housing, and the low income housing for sure. That's why we need to get you back on sooner than later for that, those purposes, because there are many people looking for somewhere to relocate because they have no choice.
Mhm. And I like to look at it as a new chapter.
Yeah,
It can
there
be
you
very
go.
scary. It can be very
There
scary
you go.
moving to a new community where you don't know people.
Yeah,
But I like to think of the term as it's just a new chapter. And it's not, starting all over, and
right.
it's
Not so
not leaving
bad.
everything behind. It's just
Mm,
a new chapter in life.
yeah,
And so those apartment communities can provide a place to meet new friends. Um, Sometimes friends end up helping each other at communities. A lot
right.
of the times, people came together and helped each other. So the next door neighbor, when I moved into my first apartment, my neighbor said, "Hi, nice to meet you. Don't ask me for any sugar. I don't have any." And I thought, well, I didn't feel very welcome. And that's certainly probably not going to happen at a senior community. So I know it can be really scary thinking about moving to
Yeah,
a place where the streets are unfamiliar and the people are unfamiliar, but
yeah,
a safe place that there's a roof over your head and you're not going to be snowed on is really important. And that can be
yeah,
really helpful to one's health too, right?
yes,
It can
yeah.
help you
Because
live
it's
longer.
scary. Really, though, yeah.
Hmm.
It's scary sometimes change, and into with a lot of our senior community, they are a lot of people ages that over the 60, 65, 70 year old mark, they had no clue or idea that they would have to relocate. They've been in
Hmm.
that home or house for so long, and even their senior housing, and they're so used to the norm or the day to day and don't want change. So changing is a challenge, or can be a challenge, but like you say, if you keep your minds open and reach out to these different resources, that's why we have this platform, so that people can have a guide And then here we go. We give you a guide for another guide, to find it, narrow it down even the more for you. So this is great. And just be very open-minded and come on in. And I know sometimes even myself, I'm used to doing things a certain way. And when something gets changed, it takes me a minute sometime to readjust. But once I adjust, sometimes you can find out that adjustment actually was better than what I had before, and because I did not take that leap of faith to pursue that new idea, dream, goal, situation, I would have been still stuck, not fulfilling these new things in life that's even better or greater than what I had before. So,
Mhm.
it's not really that even that I lost out on something. Sometimes we always look at I'm losing. No, actually you end up gaining because now you're living in even a more safer place. It's newer, it gives you the opportunity, especially as ladies, we like to shop. So here we go then. It gives us an opportunity. Now we can go shop for new flowers or a new comforter or give us something else to do. So yeah,
Right.
it's great. It's great, Tanya, and I really appreciate you. We appreciate you for coming on and sharing this information in more detail or depth with me, because like I say, I've been giving out the flyers, the pamphlets that you guys have, but I haven't myself went in and actually viewed it. And now today with you doing that, I'm like, oh wow, it's more here than I even imagined. I thought it was only for housing. Didn't realize you put in that area and you can find all sorts of things. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Do you see any other questions, Rachel? That's it for
No, I
now.
didn't see any come through.
Okay. Well, then, if that's all, then we won't keep you longer, Miss Tanya. So we will get together then so we can get you back on about the housing. Then that'd be great. So for now, then, we want to again thank you very much for your time and attention. And those who watched or would like to watch, she did put up her information. You want to display that back again real quick, Tanya? If they have any questions or concerns, if not, that's okay. They can always reach out to Agent Advantage and we'll put them in the right direction.
Guideforseniorliving.com is the easy way to go to the site.
Okay,
And you can always find my contact information down here at the bottom at Contact Us.
great. Here you go.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
again.
Look forward to continuing the conversation and help people discover and know more about low income housing next time.
Great. Thank you. Have a good
Bye.
evening. Bye bye.